All right, and we're off. So thank you guys so much for dialing in with us tonight. My name is Allie, and those of us sharing, we are just so excited to share with you some simple, effective ways that you can take control of protecting your health, your performance, and your recovery by what you put in your mouth, okay? Because as athletes, we're often taught about ways to manage pain or side effects after the fact. Great things like using salts, cryotherapy, massage, and stretching. And all these are really excellent things to do, but almost never are we taught how to prevent these things from happening or how to diminish the frequency at which they happen, right? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight, and addressing that with nutrition. So I've handpicked those who are participating on tonight's call with me because they're amazing. We are all very varied in our athletic and professional experiences. And I cannot wait for you to hear the credentials we have on the call tonight. It's phenomenal. We are going to be sharing information relevant to the professional athlete, and we actually have a professional athlete sharing with us tonight, all the way to the recreational weekend warrior, okay? The bottom line is we put a lot of demand on our bodies, and so we need to know how to fuel ourselves properly. Another reason I'm really excited for you to hear from these folks is the hearts behind each of these athletes, is huge, and we have found something that has benefited each of us so greatly along our journey, our health journey, that we can't wait to share with you this evening, because there's a blind spot in sports nutrition, and it goes beyond the proper macro split and calorie consumption. This blind spot, in fact, has to do with the micronutrition that each of us needs to be consuming on a daily basis. You know, micronutrients are derived from fruits and vegetables, plain and simple. And I love how sports medicine expert, All-American swimmer, and triathlete Dr. David Phillips likens an athlete to a high-performance vehicle. And the macronutrients is the food for fuel, fats, proteins, and carbs, right? It helps keep our tank full. It gets us through our daily training and all that stuff. But the micronutrients help keep our engine running smoothly, like putting oil in a car. You wouldn't expect a car to run well just on gasoline, never changing out the oil, right? Likewise, you can't expect to protect your performance, or your health for that matter, without plenty of micronutrients from fruits and vegetables. And the deal is, you guys, athletes they require about double of what the normal person needs. So if you hold up your fist with me, play along, okay, your fist is your serving size, and the average person needs 7 to 13 servings of raw, vine-ripened fruits and veggies every day. The athlete needs almost double that, okay? But most athletes think they're entitled to eat anything they want, and plants don't always, pack the caloric load that we each need to operate on when we're involved in super intense training. So that's why each of us have partnered with a company, Juice Plus, the most researched food-based product in the world. And this company is dedicated to protect the athlete's performance and health by simply deriving those much-needed micronutrients through concentrated plant powders in a capsule, okay? And this is exactly what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see me. Can you see me? Yes?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the foundation of our product right here. It's literally encapsulated produce. And I'll just pull one out really quick to show y'all. Very different from a vitamin. It's just concentrated plant powders. You can smell the ingredients. It's absolutely amazing. They're raw, they're vine ripened, and they're absolutely toxin free. So no pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, none of that. And they can literally be consumed in a 10-second habit. How simple is that? I don't know about you, but I don't have time to juice a wide variety of fruits and vegetables every day, and I certainly don't like to clean up after that process, okay? So this is just as amazing as juicing. In fact, it includes some of the most nutrient-dense parts that you're not getting in juicing, like the skin and the peel and the pulp of that produce. Okay, and for all of you who can't swallow capsules, there is a chewable form that has all the same plant powders and uses the fruit pectin of those plants to form the chewable resin. The chewables are absolutely delicious. And as I mentioned before, there is tons of research behind this product that explains just how beneficial consuming a wide variety of fruits and veggies really is. So you'll learn a lot more about that in a little bit from my friends. But something I wanted to draw your attention to are some of the high-level athletes that you may know who consume and share Juice Plus. Okay, so anyone heard of Ricky Proehl? Former NFL player, 2-time Super Bowl champion. He had an outstanding long football career, playing 17 seasons. He actually was introduced to Juice Plus while playing for the Carolina Panthers, and he is so passionate about the benefits he's received as an athlete. He says one of the main reasons he was able to compete at a high level for so long was due in part to this nutrition. He is also at the top of our company because he is dedicated to passing this information along to other athletes because he believes in it so much. Another highly decorated athlete, Shannon Miller, U.S. Olympic gymnast. She credits her performance advantage in a way she was able to get much needed nutrition into her body during her Olympic career to Juice Plus. She describes herself as a picky eater, okay, and that tiny little body she had, she knew she needed to protect it. She also pays that forward now as a mom to her children and her husband. I think that's really awesome. Winter Vanecki is delightful. She is a U.S. ski team athlete and a marathon record holder. Dave O'Brien is an ultra marathoner. He has records. He's a global speaker on health and nutrition, and he competes in super harsh conditions. This guy is intense. He'll run in like the desert barefoot. It's absolutely insane. So, another well-known athletic team that we just partnered with, I want you guys to watch this video, so I'm going to share my screen here. We're very excited about this, and you guys can see them in 2020 in Tokyo. But enjoy this 40-second video here. Yay, I love that. Okay, so we are the exclusive nutrition partner for the U.S. volleyball, men's and women's, all of USA volleyball. So I think that's pretty phenomenal, and we heard about that back in April. It makes sense for them with the intense demand that they put on their bodies indoors and outdoors. So you guys, I am really excited now. This is the part that I really look forward to introduce you to my friends. And first, I want to introduce you to Caroline Lewis-Jones. Y'all, she's a professional dancer, and she's a director of choreography. She's a mom of 2 little boys, married and certified holistic health coach to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. She is a lover of a plant-based lifestyle. You're going to definitely hear that in what she has to say tonight. And she works with athletes from the inside out. So Caroline, over to you, sweet lady.
Hi guys, welcome. So excited to be here tonight. Thank you for the intro, Allie. I'm actually going to do a screen share with you guys tonight just to give you some nice visuals as to why I believe in a plant-based diet. My journey began really when I was younger, I guess, being a dancer. I was in New York City dancing for about 6.5 years, but really it's when my mom, it was about that last year of her life. She was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer when I was 8 years old. Essentially for 17 years, she had cancer. And when she passed, that was my aha moment of really wanting to understand how my body worked from the inside out. I knew I was an athlete. I knew that I ate pretty well, but I also knew that I was missing pieces of the puzzle. So I'm going to screen share right now and teach you guys hopefully a little bit of science here and understanding how the body works. Okay, great. So how are you taking care of you? You know, hopefully you're eating real food, moving your body, drinking water, sleeping 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night is super, super essential. And of course, reducing as much stress as you can in your life. And You know, Hippocrates thousands of years ago knew it then, you know, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. We have these amazing plants that are on our earth, but we just stopped eating them. So it's really important that as a mom, as an athlete, as a dad, we get back to fueling our bodies with the correct foods. And there's no disease or condition that better health and real food can't help. You know, it doesn't matter if I'm working with someone that has breast cancer, someone that has lupus, or someone that just simply wants to lose weight. The first question I ask them is, what are you eating? What is your lifestyle? So I'm not the dreaded V word, vegan. I was for many years. I call myself a flexitarian. I would say I'm 98% plant-based. I truly believe that listening to your body and being in tune with it is really, really important. So if my body wants something, you know, I go for it. So personalizing nutrition, what does this mean? There's so many theories out there, right? There's the ketogenic diet, there's the paleo diet, pescatarian diet, which one is the best? And I truly believe, and all research shows, that if you just make small, simple changes of eating real whole food in your daily lifestyle, that you're going to have the best results. You're going to have the least disease. You're going to have the most vitality, longevity. So eat food, not too much, mainly plants. And our commonalities really do matter more than our differences. You know, we are a human species, and our body requires tools. It requires the tools it needs to function and all the systems of the body to work together in a very harmoniously, it's not even a word, structure, if you will. So I'm super pumped about this. The girl on the right, her name's Rebecca Smith. I actually used to teach her dance, and when she was a junior in high school, she decided she was going to run track. She's now at Clemson. She's about to graduate, and they are running in the Tokyo Olympics, which I just found out about. So I'm super pumped about this. So health versus fitness, like Ali said, they are best friends. You cannot be fit and not have your health. Just because we have a 10-pack, we might have all these muscles, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're healthy. What's going on in the inside of our body is what really, really, really matters. So again, they are best friends and they're tandem, and they have to work in perfect synchronization together. So the first science lesson of the day is called the oxygen paradox. So everyone breathe in and breathe out. And it feels good, doesn't it? So hey buddy. Okay. Hold on, buddy. I'm gonna call. Hold on, my little boy just woke up. You wanna sit here with me? You wanna sit here with me? Okay. All right. So oxygen is essential for life. We have to have oxygen to breathe, right? But there's actually a byproduct of oxygen, and it's called a free radical. And free radicals are essentially unstable molecules. So we have millions of stable molecules in our body. But what happens is when we breathe, we create these free radicals, and several things happen. They can cause our skin to age. Hold on, guys. Hey, Cruzy. Hey. Gonna go lay in my bed? One second, you guys. I'm really sorry. My husband is asleep.
Okay, that is no problem. Hey, Erin, are you ready to go so we can give her some time to get him settled?
I'm back.
You're back. Okay.
Cruz is in there. My husband just woke up. Okay, we're
awesome.
Good. Sorry about that, guys. So aging of your skin occurs, disease, poor athletic performance, and actually can cause DNA damage also as well. So exercise and physical activity increase oxygen consumption and create your body to burn more fuel, creating even more free radicals. When you were pregnant, you created surges of free radicals, right? When we're breathing, we're doing our sports, we're creating free radicals, and day after day, it really does add up. So this is what's super cool. We know that antioxidants are good for us, but I've never knew this until like 8 years ago. But what's super cool is that antioxidants donate an electron back to the unstable molecule and neutralize that molecule. Antioxidants, though, only come from plants. They do not come from animal protein. They don't come from dairy. They don't come from sugary foods. They only come from fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, and beans. Pretty cool, right? So our young athletes, and you guys, if you're athletes, need a massive amount of antioxidants to protect their bodies on a cellular level, right? So we're doing the physical work, but what about the protection part? That is the most important lesson here, the cellular health. We don't feel what's going on inside of us. I feel really great, but that doesn't mean that something bad is not going on inside. And also remember that disease accumulates over years. You don't get heart disease overnight, right? It's about a 6 to 7 year buildup. And it starts when we're little. So if you have young athletes, this is very, very important. So an alkaline diet versus an acidic diet. If you remember from the chemistry class, you have alkaline, neutral, and acidic. Our body wants to be in a pH of about 7.4, 7.5. But we have found, and we know that through research, that people that eat a mainly alkaline diet, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, normalizes weight, increases energy, and then, of course, helps with disease and cancer prevention, and with optimal performance when we train. And again, those are plant sources. Now, what are acidic foods? Acidic foods are going to be animal protein, dairy, sugary foods, trans fats. So here's a good example. On the left, we have acidic foods. On the right, we have alkaline foods. If you think about it, a lot of people, a lot of kids specifically, eat what? A lot of the column on the left. So I like to say 80-20. 80% of the time, kick butt. 20% of the time, have fun. I love fun foods. But when I know I'm in major training mode, when I'm going on stage or performing, I'm going to really move more to the alkaline diet. I would say I'm about 90% alkaline. It's just the way I choose. And since I've eaten this way over the past, I would say 15, 17 years, my recovery is better. I mean, I'm 38 this year. I feel better with my training than I even did at 25, which is pretty cool. So I actually feel like I'm kind of getting younger as I get older, which is kind of cool. The next thing is your microbiome. Your microbiome is the bacteria that's found in your body. You have good bacteria and bad bacteria. You're never going to fully get rid of bad bacteria. However, we can grow the good bacteria and increase it. So most people focus on the word probiotic, and probiotics are great. You can get those through kombucha, kefir, sauerkraut, fermented foods, and of course you can supplement with them as well. But I like to focus on with my athletes prebiotic. And prebiotic is plant fiber. And plant fiber is only found in what? Plants. Also, it's the only thing that the good bacteria in your peritoneal cavity, in your gut, will eat. It won't eat animal protein. It won't eat dairy. It thrives and it feasts on that plant fiber. That's why your doctors always say, eat fiber. This is super important. Also, your serotonin, one of your neurotransmitters, 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut. So that direct relationship between brain health and gut health is super, super vital, right? And then 80% of your immune system is made in your gut. So it is so, so important that yourself, your kiddos, you guys are getting as much plant fiber and antioxidants into your tank, your fueling system every single day. And we also know that the number one predictor of good gut health is the diversity of plants in your diet. So eating a variety. Broccoli is awesome, but you can't just eat chicken, brown rice, broccoli, chicken, brown rice, broccoli, chicken, brown rice, broccoli, right? And then decreasing the inflammation in your body. When we work out, when we do push-ups, when we dance, when we run, we actually increase inflammation in the body. We want to cool down the body. So foods that we know that do increase inflammation are going to be gluten, which is the protein found in wheat, dairy, of course, a lot of animal protein. So just think not too much. Just think small portions throughout the week. I'm not telling you to drop animal protein. I'm just saying eat more plants. If you're going to eat animal protein, good quality, that is super, super important. Also, this is a cool fact, but when you overload your body on too much protein, you create uric acid in the body. Uric acid actually pulls calcium from your bone to neutralize itself. So very interesting, right? We're taught milk does a body good. We're the milk mustache. I am actually a huge proponent of not consuming dairy. And if that's the one thing that I usually pull from people's diets when I'm working with them, they have fantastic results. And it's actually pretty easy, I promise. Do it for 2 weeks and see what happens. And then sugar, enough said. Your immune system, like we said, is really your ally. It's your best friend. But it's an epidemic, you guys. Like athletes, young children, this is how America is eating. And this is why people are getting disease at such a young age. This is why 30-year-olds are not being able to dance anymore or play rugby or play football or all those other things they love. And then lastly, like Ali said, micronutrition versus macronutrition. Macronutrition is very important, for people that want weight loss. Counting macros can work, absolutely. But the micronutrition is what I focus on inside of my macronutrition. That's the trace minerals, antioxidants, phytonutrients, and enzymes. To me, That is longevity of me as being an athlete. It's longevity of me being a mom. It's longevity of my life. And I take that very seriously because I want to be the best I can be for myself and for my family. So one simple change, new research just came out that said most people will succeed with what they do when they make one simple change. And those one little tiny changes end up leading to a greater lifestyle and a greater result. So for me, 15 years ago, that's what Juice Plus was for me. It was my plant powders, I call them, and it was my micronutrition that really changed the game for me. Like I said, I was already pretty healthy, but this is what did it for me. And now I help people all over the country, helping them with their micronutrition, their longevity, overall optimum performance, and I love it. So change your mind, change your life. And if you don't take care of your body, where are you going to live? Because that is super, super important. And if I can give you any advice at all, it's just remember that you're worth it and your body's a temple and you really, really have to take care of it. And I think that's, as a human species, we really take for granted what we have. And it's pretty awesome what we have. So I get the pleasure now. Let me stop my screen share real quick. Stop share. I get the pleasure of introducing Aaron. And Aaron is a physiologist, a coach, and an athlete. He has a passion, and he's also a dad. He has a passion for nutrition, fitness, and maximizing health and human performance of people both on and off the field. He received his doctorate from Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia. He completed his postdoc and was a research scientist at the University of Virginia. On the athletic side, Aaron was a starting middle linebacker in college and then made the switch to rugby, where he served as captain of the Virginia Men's Rugby Club and coached the James Madison University men's side. He brings a unique perspective with his wide range of knowledge that spans as an in-depth understanding of how the body works on a cellular level to overall human performance and disease prevention. So take it off, Aaron. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Caroline, and thanks really to everyone for being here tonight. Sorry that we're probably going to run a little long, but I hope you all stick around. My Juice Plus story started nearly 3 years ago and really came at a time when I needed to make some changes. And this is, really was despite everything that I knew, taught, and coached about nutrition. It was just my busy life had taken over and I wasn't making the best choices. I was working full time. I was coaching at night, which required significant travel, and participating in rugby tournaments all over the country over the weekends. At that time, I didn't think much about it. I was doing fine. I was surviving just like most of us do. My normal, though, was chronic back pain that resulted from 25 years of playing contact sports. I had seasonal allergies and colds that generally lasted an entire fall season. And these were just things that I got used to fighting through all year round. And each of these affected my performance on the field. It was just this decline that I thought I was just getting older. And when in fact, I really should have been taking responsibility for not getting the proper nutrition that I needed to be the athlete that I wanted to be. But the true realization came when myself and my wife, that we weren't fueling our bodies properly, came after our second miscarriage. So we knew we needed to make some changes. So one night, Kelly came home all amped up after going to an event just like this, and told me that she had the answer that we were looking for. And the best part, in her words, was it was easy. So she proceeded to tell me how we could get these 30 fruits and vegetables and a few capsules. And I'll be honest with you, I just started laughing. And then she said, "No, babe," in her little Southern accent, they have research that shows just how this thing works. And she knew, me being a scientist, that was going to be something that got my attention. But when I heard research and nutritional supplements, I laughed even harder at her. And, I kind of regret that to this day. But I agreed to take a look because I really knew that I could rip this thing apart and then we could move on without an argument. We didn't have to fight about it. How could I? Research was my life. It was what I did every day. And it was something that I knew with the food industry. They really have no research. Most of it just comes from third-party validation, or like most supplements that I took, it was all based on bro science. So none of these companies do real research like I'm used to or accustomed to. I was the one going to the lab. I knew that none of them had it. And that was really for the first time in my life that I realized that I was wrong. So when I started digging in, what I found with Juice Plus was nearly 40 manuscripts that were published in respected peer-reviewed journals. The research was performed at top universities in the US and all over the world. And more importantly, the research was done right. Most studies were performed using double-blinded placebo-controlled studies. All research was performed by outside institutions, and all manuscripts were peer-reviewed, which collectively means that the research was performed the way that it should be, and the results are real and can be trusted. 2 studies immediately caught my attention. They showed the beneficial effect of these simple fruit and vegetable capsules on recovery and performance, which just meant the world to me. And that was just something that made me dig in even further. After thoroughly reading all of the research, and I mean all of it, I was finally convinced that Kelly and I should try. And to say the effects have been life-changing is simply an understatement. Since eating Juice Plus, I haven't been sick. My seasonal allergies and back issues are no longer a problem, which means that I don't have to miss practices, and importantly, I don't have to miss games. So ultimately, my performance started to improve, despite being this old man playing a brutal sport. So my recovery time from workouts also started to get better. In my early 30s, I used to need, 2 or 3 days of rest, following a game or doing a tournament that I had to not only play in, but travel. Now, today, I only need a day of recovery, which allows me to get back on the field and in the gym much faster. The biggest and most important health change that Kelly and I both experienced was the birth of our missing link. Lincoln is now our 20-month-old Juice Plus baby who is healthy, thriving, and stronger than any baby really should be. While the research and my personal experience are huge, my passion for Juice Plus really grew when I found out that it was NSF certified. For those of you who don't know, who or what NSF is, it's an international, accredited, independent third-party certification body that tests products to verify that each of these products meets the public health and safety standards, and most importantly, ensures that the products contain everything that they say they contain and nothing that they don't, which is why we can feed these supplements or these whole food products to our children. Okay, this is a specific certification that's critical for athletes of all ages and all levels because it provides assurance that athletes at all ages really are complying with specific guidelines for supplemental use. And even more important for people in general, it ensures that the product is safe for all of us. So with that, sorry I went through that so quickly, but I'm going to pass the ball now to Kaylee Malpass. Kaylee is a wife and a busy mom with 3 little girls, super energetic, and always had a love for athletes and teamwork. She was a cheerleader at Florida State University, where she had an amazing opportunity to lead her team in front of crowds of over 80,000 fans, serving as co-captain in her senior year. Raising healthy, strong children has become her new passion, and she has a desire to make sure all families know the importance of fueling their little athletes well.
Thank you, Erin. I'm so excited to be here tonight, guys. I started as an athlete at a really, really young age, and as I think a lot of kids do, dabbled in a bunch of different things: cheerleading, gymnastics, softball, swimming. But the longer you do sports, you realize that you kind of have to pick and choose because your schedules get so busy and you can't possibly put that much on your body and get from place to place all the time. But eventually I did choose cheerleading, and like Erin said, I ended up cheering at Florida State University. And throughout my whole career, from starting at such a young age all the way through college, I was taught a lot about physical fitness and how to make my body look physically fit. It was important in cheerleading, it was important in gymnastics, and that is what was talked about. And I wasn't taught anything about nutrition at all. So I was living on sugar and soda almost all of the time. And I thought that that was okay because I had a really strong work ethic. I was always told that I was gifted and talented in the things that I was doing. And so I thought that that was enough to get me by. I mean, I got to an elite level of what I was doing. So I thought, sure, why not? But to be really honest, I was grumpy, I was exhausted, and I was sick most of the time throughout my college career. And I just thought that that's what life was like. And because, our schedules were grueling. We were practicing almost every day. We were cheering for 3 different sports, and we were being flown across the country every other weekend for away games. And not only were we not being taught about their nutrition aspect, but we also we were too busy. We didn't have the time to put forth the effort to get good nutrition in our bodies. And so I continued my path that way until I gave birth to our first daughter. And again, I felt run down. I felt defeated. My body wasn't healing. And that was a really hard place to be as a new mom. And I had a really distinct moment when I looked down at her and I thought, if I can't take care of myself, how am I supposed to take care of this beautiful baby girl that's been entrusted to me? And that, you guys, hit me like a lightning bolt. And it was right around that time that a dear friend of mine told me about Juice Plus. And I saw that it was simple and it was doable. And that was exactly what I needed at that time in my life. And I'll tell you what, within weeks, I had more energy than I'd had in years. I stopped drinking soda and I was drinking more water. My body was craving fruits and vegetables instead of all of the sugary things that I'd lived on my entire life. And now I am stronger and faster and more energetic now than I was as a collegiate athlete. And my 3 beautiful little girls, they have been eating Juice Plus since they were 6 months old. And I love how Erin talked about how it is safe for everybody. And we get to talk about why we refuel our bodies with fruits and vegetables after they have their sports and their activities. And giving it to my girls has just set me on fire to let every other mama and every other athlete out there know that there is a simple solution to get better and more nutrition in their athletes. I mean, our kids, our athletes these days are being run from school to practice to tournaments to games, and there's hardly any time to even feed them. I mean, my 7-year-old nephew, who was a competitive gymnast, he was starting his practice at 4:30 right after school and not getting home until 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. When was he eating dinner? Right? And so I think it's our job to get out there and educate our young athletes of how to fuel their bodies well. And that is one of the things that I love most about our company. The Juice Plus company has a really fantastic program for children. It's called the Healthy Family Starts program. And the way that works is with an adult order, you can actually sponsor a child who's 4 years old all the way through undergrad college to eat their Juice Plus for free. That is the generous heart of our company of just wanting our kids to get more fruits and vegetables in their body, because the more fruits and vegetables they get in their body, the more they're protecting their bodies. And as for young athletes, that's really, really needed, and it's really needed to be talked about. And that's part of what we get to do at being part of this community. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I've always wanted to be one, but in the beginning, a lot of my days felt repetitive and mundane, and I was longing for more adult conversation and community and to be a part of a team. I'd always been a part of a team. And so when I joined this business, this community of people, that's exactly what I got. I get to work together with a team of people who encourage and inspire me every day. I get to help educate these young athletes about how to fuel their bodies well. And even more so, because of the business opportunity that this has provided my family, I'm not going to have to go back to a corporate job that doesn't make me feel alive. I get to help educate families and athletes for as long as I want to, from anywhere that I want to. And that just makes my heart soar that I get to do that every day. So thank you for letting me share. And I am going to pass it back to Allie. You got to hear a little bit from her earlier, but she is a wife and also a mama of 3 kids. She's a gardener and a mom to 13 chickens as well. Former college tennis player and personal trainer. Allie started Eris Fitness, an online wellness platform that encourages women to move with purpose and color their plate with plants. She's passionate about prenatal and postpartum fitness and nutrition and loves helping families find simple, sustainable solutions for their health.
Thank you, Kaylee. Well, gosh, thank you guys everybody for sharing tonight. You guys have been phenomenal. And I told you, you were in for a treat. I love these people, and I love the hearts that each of them bring behind them, you know, in their message. So I wanted to push into a little bit of what Kaylee said. And I also think Caroline mentioned this as well. You know, oftentimes it's hard. Kids will have a very bland diet, and you know, it's hard as athletes that don't have time and they're being driven around from practice to tournaments to all that kind of stuff. The beautiful thing about Juice Plus is it's so portable, it's so convenient, but you guys, it trains your taste buds, because when you're fueling your body with a large variety of, you know, high quality nutrition plants, your body wants more of that. And so my journey with Juice Plus started when my daughter was about 2.5 years old. You guys, we were the family. We had chickens to farm our own backyard eggs. We had raised garden beds to grow the veggies that we ate most of. I thought I had it going on in the nutrition department, okay? I didn't think I needed fruits and veggies in a capsule. I thought that was kind of silly, honestly. And then I got brought to my knees, and my pride had to take a back seat when my daughter started saying that she didn't want all the foods that we raised her on. So she started having gut issues and constipation. And I was like, oh my gosh. That is when I was like, I will actually take a look at this Juice Plus stuff, because it can't hurt her. It doesn't have a warning label on it. It doesn't have a poison control number on it. No overdose, you know, possibility. It's just fruits and veggies. And I knew there was a lot of science behind it. So that's when I started reading the science. And like Aaron shared some studies that stood out to him, for me and my mama heart at the time, what stood out to me was the studies behind how this strengthens our immune system. It actually promotes more cells to be in circulation to strengthen our immune system, which I thought was phenomenal. And my mindset went from my daughter needs this to my whole family was going to eat this. And so that's been happening for 3 years now, y'all. We will never stop eating Juice Plus, because we no longer have to take over-the-counter allergy medication. She started going potty regularly and stopped complaining about her belly hurting within like 4 days of eating the chewables. My son, who started Juice Plus at like 6 or 8 months old when I found out about it, he's never been to the doctor for a sick visit. And my third, I just had about 6 months ago, he was my first Juice Plus baby, was the first pregnancy that I had normal glucose levels. And his cellular health, his tissue health, was so phenomenal that a friend of mine who has 5 boys came over to, not 5 boys, 5 kids, but she's got 3 boys, came over to serve me a meal after having him. And she looked at him when I was changing his diaper, and she goes, oh my gosh, Allie, his circumcision area looks amazing. He looks like a 3-month-old, not a 3-week-old. What are you doing? And I was like, you know, you're right. Like, this is healing like twice as fast as his brother's healed. Oh my gosh, you're right. And I put it together. It's Juice Plus. So anyways, y'all, you know, our stories, we could go on and on about the health benefits, but Kaylee hit the nail on the head. The business opportunity is just as huge a blessing. We share this like we would share a great book or a great movie, but you guys, we get to impact people's lives for good, and that feels amazing. My desire is that every little athlete would know about this and, you know, potentially not struggle with chronic migraines and horrible, you know, muscle aches and pains like I did as a you know, a tennis player. I developed a very restrictive relationship with food because I put on muscle quickly and I wanted to be quick around the court. So I developed a horrible relationship with food because I wasn't focusing on what I get to eat. I was focusing on restricting myself. So this has made a world of difference in my family's health and in our finances as well, because I just get to share my heart with people. I get to show up and chase hearts. And we are now, you know, able to pay for a mortgage, new furniture, go on vacations. I get to prioritize my family's goals instead of an employer's goals, which feels really good. It's great to have an additional revenue stream that doesn't take away from our family, because I literally can share this while I'm at the pool with my kids. So I hope that what you heard tonight has inspired you to make at least one simple change. Like Caroline said, we are here for a few minutes. If if anybody wants to ask questions. But if Juice Plus does make sense to you guys, I'll end with this and I'll show you your options to get started. One is to get with the person who invited you and to place an order under them. Maybe you want to take advantage, of the Healthy Starts for Families program. That would be your second option, where you can sponsor a child for free, okay? And then the third option would be, maybe you're sitting there and you've got a list of people in your head and you're like, oh, my friend needs to know about this. My parents, my nieces and nephews need to eat this for free. If that's you, join us. We need more people to spread the word, because there's only like 2% of the population knows about Juice Plus. So those are your options. With the third option, if you join us, you pay $50 a year, which is like a Costco membership, y'all. It's so simple. And the company does everything for you. They bill, they ship, they give you a virtual office that you take with you anywhere. And, it can be a very small additional income stream to be like fun money you play around with, or you could build an absolute empire. So the options are yours. I'm going to go ahead and try to, you unmute yourself, but we'll stay on the line for a minute if anybody has questions. If you're hopping off now, we're done. So I'm going to stop the recording, and thank you so much for joining us.